Hey, what's up with the internet? Today, I'm going to teach you how to do netracells fast. This is an important skill to learn because you're going to be doing like 3 of these a week if you want all the weekly rewards. And if they're slow, it's going to be bad. Like, it gets compounded 3 times because you have to do 3 of them. So, you definitely want to be going fast for this so you don't have a horrible time. Don't worry, I'll teach you how to do it. This particular build slash strategy, whatever I'm using, is it takes roughly 6 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes to do usually on average. My fastest is, I think, a 5:14 with Wukong here, and if it gets really slow, it can go as low as like into the 8-minute mark. But when 8 minutes is the worst you can possibly get, it's already pretty good. I'm definitely clocking like six minutes around average, maybe a little bit over. Alright, anyway, the first part here, as you can see, is the netracell hunt part. The unorthodox strategy I'm using right now is to completely ignore the first few terminals, the first 2, and to beeline for the 3rd one. And instead of going to the 3rd one, as you can see here, I just take a left and detour into trying to find the actual netracell. There's sort of a pattern to this. You just find the terminal area, and that'll be connected to a main big room. Then you branch off of that and find the next main big room, and usually that one will have a netracell right adjacent to it. Like, I was like, this looks like the netracell room, but that's not it, so it'll probably be right inside here, and I see that it is not inside here, and I'm like, womp womp. But sometimes it's just a little bit further, and here it is. See? So it's like, excellent. As you can see, it clocked in at 1 minute 19 seconds. That's pretty fast. Of course, for this, you want to go fast. You can use Wukong here. It's probably my favorite, but there's a bunch of other ways of doing it. You can use Sprint Speed Reeve. There's Portals from Nova. You can use Lervo's Wrathful Advance. You can use Slide Attack Macro Spam, which is something I showed in my last video. And that's what I use for Lavos usually. And with any frame, you can just use the generic Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, Parkour Speed, and Void Slinging around. It's still pretty fast. And for that, you can also just turn off your brain and go to all terminals. It's not that big a deal. Usually, if you just do the pure terminal method, it'll take you like a little under 2 minutes if you're doing it quickly. Whereas with this method, you'll get like 1 minute 10 seconds. So you'll save like 40 seconds or so if it all goes well. But sometimes it won't go well, and you'll spend a while, just trying to find the darn cell, which is unfortunate and could perhaps on average make you slower. But if you're trying to push the fastest times you possibly can, you definitely want to avoid it. Actually go into all the terminals. But personal preference on that kind of, so you can just go to the terminals and turn off your brain, it's fine. Okay, which leads us to the second part here, which is the actually killing enemies, and pulling them into a circle and killing them, rather. And for that, you need 3 major things, right? You need the ability to pull really quickly, you need the ability to kill really quickly, and you need to not die. Because you're going to be playing this in solo mode. I'll get into why in a minute. But as for actually pulling and killing and surviving, the pulling is definitely Magus Anomaly for this. I'm spamming Magus Anomaly. This is an arcane you can use. You can equip to your operator that on transference back in will pull all enemies within 30 meters of you towards yourself. And this, unfortunately, is quite a weak pull. It only pulls by like 5 meters, which is quite unfortunate. But you can just spam it, and it'll keep pulling them. And that is absolutely what I'm doing here. There are, of course, other like frame abilities that can do things like that. You can also bring along Nautilus. He's got a cordon that would probably help with that same 30 meter radius and even stronger pull. So it's definitely worth considering. But that's the pull game. You just want to spam pulls and you'll be good. I will say for that, you definitely want to transfer out by using a melee attack. For some reason, transferring out just by using the transference key is super slow. As you can see here, I'm going very fast with transference because I'm holding down my slide attack macro and just spamming the actual transference key. That's the fastest way to pull, I found. Sadly, auto melee disables your ability to, well, transference disables your auto melee, I should say, that's what I mean. So you can't just hold melee and do this, you have to hold slide attack or spam melee, sadly. It's a little annoying. As for killing, by far the thing I found that works the best is using Roar plus Dual Ichors. Dual Ichor Incarnon. It just kills really, really well, trust me. It's definitely the play. Dual Ichor Incarnon Roar with the spam to bring him towards you. Proof's in the pudding, it's killing him really, really fast. There's other things that work pretty well, like I used Lavos Corrosive Infusion with Rack the Dark Dagger and Roar, and that will tear through these enemies very, very quickly as well, despite no clouds being left over. So that's good. You just kill with the dual liquors and make sure to not die. Yeah, I didn't touch on survivability. Yes, that's very important. Also, a good reason why I'm picking Wukong is his Monkey Luck passive and, natural tankiness. I don't really have to think about surviving. I don't know if you noticed, but I already procced the Monkey Luck passive twice this mission. I've never procced it more than twice. You could avoid even doing that just by using his Defy skill and putting armor on, but I don't bother because it wastes a few seconds to do it, and I have never failed a mission with Wukong. Or at least this mission. Actually, I'm not sure I've ever failed any mission with Wukong. But anyway, yeah, you want to be survivable because if you're playing a solo, if you go down, you instantly die. Well, if you go like down, like die, you can still have a last gasp chance to revive yourself, but or is it gasp or grasp? I can never remember. Anyway, so definitely survivability is a big key. You want to build for being able to move fast, being able to survive, and then basically just spam Magus Anomaly and dual Ichors. Those are all the things you want together. I never mentioned the solo part, why. You want to be solo, which is teammates with cannon will slow you the fuck down. You definitely don't want to have teammates. Well, for one, you have to wait for them at extraction, which is the classic, but unique to this game mode are you also have to wait for the correct person to have the key to open the netracell in the first place, which is a non-issue if you're playing yourself because you have all the keys. And of course, infamously, they are terrible at killing the enemies in the circle. Randoms are, that is. They will just kill enemies outside the circle or just be in Narnia fucking up the spawns. It's going to be a bad time for you if you play in multiplayer. So stick to solo. Tagger says IMO solo's a no-go, but IMO tag versus Slowho. So definitely solo. Okay, and I think I managed to cram it all in within that time. 6 minutes 22, not too shabby. And that's the vid. All right. Hope you learned something. And that's it. Peace. Bye.